So for those of you that have been following along on Twitter and on Reddit and in general, the large voices in the community, a lot of people are just absolutely blasting a Blizzard over all sorts of different things. And it's honestly kind of funny to watch, but also it's pretty weird to see as well. And I myself have been out of state for the past few days. I've been following this on my phone and things like that while trying to get you all videos. But coming back to this, I can easily just scroll down on Adam Fletcher's Twitter account here, who's, the community development director for all things Diablo. And you can just see how many people are critiquing Blizzard over things that I don't even think are that reasonable, because we are expecting a patch soon, and I want to talk about some things that I would like to see in this patch. Who knows? It could be today, because if I pull up the Battle.net client here, you can see they're going to have live maintenance already done, and then also live maintenance tomorrow as of recording this video. When it comes out, it'll be only a few hours later, and that seems to be maintenance. I'm not quite sure if there's going to be some preloading of patch notes, and then they're going to activate it at some point. I have no idea, but just scrolling through here, people are feeling like that they're left in the dark about the patch notes, and how they don't know what's going on in the team plans, and they are annoyed about that. I mean, even if I click here on some of the responses, where they talked a little bit about how there wasn't a patch, because some people were talking about how there was hidden patches to nerf Hammer of the Ancients, when in reality it was just a bug. Everyone is looking for a reason to blame Blizzard right now, which I think is pretty honestly, I just don't think it's great for the community, because I don't really think Blizzard has done anything wrong. I don't even think this is true, which is that the community's left in the dark. In what point are they left in the dark when they say things like, we have a patch coming very, very soon, and they literally told us a lot of the major components of that patch in a previous dev campfire chat, which was literally just that. It was just something to kind of share with the community. It was just supposed to be fun. It was supposed to engage the community. And here we have everyone just flaming Blizzard because they decided to do that, despite them not needing to do that at all. It was pure gravy for us. And in fact, most games, and in fact, Blizzard in particular, have not had this great of communication ever, as far as I've seen. Okay, the fact that they're constantly on Twitter addressing questions and constantly saying, hey, we're gonna have a patch very, very soon. Very, very soon just means that, hey, we're gonna have a patch within, this preseason. That's what they claimed on the dev campfire chat. That's what we can expect. And that is soon. That is very, very soon. Based on whoever's reading that can change. I understand that. But to say that we're left in the dark because we don't know where the updates are, the patch notes are, is a complete mischaracterization. And this sentiment is completely echoed throughout the community here. You can see here what happened very, very soon is that upcoming weeks, should we expect maintenance with a downtime for big patches? Large patch that everyone's waiting for is not confirmed, not coming this week. They're all trying to make speculative judgments about something that they never explicitly said in the first place. All they said was that we're going to get some of these updates for the preseason, and I'm excited to see those, but there's no time scale like tomorrow, following day from that, maybe today as of this video drops, or something like that. I have no idea. The point is, they've been very explicit in what they want to add and a relative timeline based on what works for them, which has been pretty good. And I don't really see the big issue here, but this even extends past just the patch notes, and I want to talk a little bit more about that later on. But we had a little bit of server issues, server downtimes, and how wow, I can't believe you've done this for my specific time, or how is this not working with hours of not being able to fix it, or there's a queue. Any update's just going to leave us in the dark. It's just constant. I mean, look at this. It's like 4,000 views. It's just not like a huge post, but it's definitely a decent one here. And they're like, hey, the team is working through a DDoS attack. And this is just constant. I don't understand how people will say gonna leave us in the dark when Adam is literally on Twitter responding to posts hours after they're posting, when he's literally supposed to be the community development manager. And he's sitting here responding to random people's comments on Twitter. It's just so weird to me. And I think that so many people are not being charitable, or even looking at this objectively, and they're just looking for a reason to blame Blizzard for everything. When I personally think that they've done an absolutely amazing job of the launch of Diablo 4, and it really has been one of the best launches that I've seen in a long time. And because it's a live service game, yes, you could expect downtime for when they have to patch the game or making changes. And people are even complaining about the changes. People are annoyed about the patches and all this stuff. They have done a really good job. And for people to just start completely shifting this narrative towards, yeah, they're just leaving us on the dark on everything. Literally last week, they gave us an hour of their time talking about their plans for not only this preseason, but season 1 and season 2. Now, I want to talk a little bit about what I would like to see in this preseason patch, because they did allude to some things. Well, the first thing is obvious. I want to see these Nightmare Dungeon changes. And obviously, I want to see these things sooner rather than later. So I can appreciate the sentiment, but I don't appreciate the fact that, you know, people are claiming that they're completely non-communicative. But I want to see Nightmare Dungeon changes. I think a lot of people are waiting for this, and honestly, the game feels a little poor when they've nerfed the normal dungeons but haven't buffed the Nightmare Dungeons yet, because all that happened right now is everyone's just weaker in terms of what they're able to farm and how they're able to farm it compared to what they were before, no matter who you are. And if that's the case, well, it would be nice to see some positive changes in terms of Nightmare Dungeons. I think that would help a lot with the community sentiment. The second thing that I really want to see is a lot of balance changes for some of the classes, okay? And this is particularly, I would say, pertinent for things like Necromancer, Sorcerer, and heck, even like the Barb and Druid to some degree, although I think Druid suffers from this more. And that is build diversity and buffing up some of these skills. You know, I think Necromancer is the premier example of this, which is that Bone Spirit, Bone Spear are the builds really that I've seen compete. And when you start running things like minion builds, when you start running things like blood builds, when you start running these other options, yes, they can have viability. Yes, they can be good here and there, but they're not even close to as good as the top tier ones. If you play a rogue, you know, you got penetrating shot to push, you have Twisting Blades, which is one of the best farming builds. You have a lot of options, and I think Rogue is one of the best classes in terms of build diversity, which is interesting because I would not have expected that when the game launched. But as the game has developed and they've nerfed out Twisting Blades itself, a lot of the other builds are actually a lot more viable. So I'd like to see a lot more balance changes to make that the case. And then even more so than that, I would really like to see them start pumping in some quality of life changes into the game if they can. Although they hadn't really said too much about that. But you know, a lot of the social features that people are asking for, I don't really feel like are very big asks, and they're very easy to do. Even though I don't really think that it'll affect a lot of people, because most people, as we've said before, are not even through the campaign yet. So, you know, it's not really going to affect a ton of people, but those things are very, very simple, and they've been pretty good about things like that. So I would like to see that as well. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. The narrative shifting here, and I'm jumping into the deep end here with this one, but this idea that Blizzard is just completely 180'd and they're leaving us in the dark with everything, and they're trash and they've done a terrible job. I think it's just so strange when it literally has been like a few days. It's been a few days. It's crazy. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you for the next one.